Today I am looking at the stock market's solar return chart. It recently had its birthday on May the 17th, so I wanted to take a look and see what the themes are going to be for this year into May 2027 of next year. Before we begin, if you could like, subscribe, and share, that I would appreciate that. It would help my channel. And if you're interested in joining my memberships here on YouTube, for this video, the notes that I have taken for the stock market, I will be posting them on my membership page. So please be sure to join. All right, let's get started. The birth chart information that I have for the stock market is, its birthday is May 17th, 1792. Location is New York, New York, and the time is 7:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The time that I'm using is according to Louise McWhorter and her chart rectification, and I'm using whole sign astrology. Capricorn is where the ascendant is. It's at 2 degrees of Capricorn, making Saturn the ruler of this chart. Saturn is about discipline, its structure, its control, rebuilding the foundation. And the foundation is going to be very important to the stock market because Saturn is in the 4th house. It's at the very bottom of the chart. Now, when I do look at the charts with Saturn or strong planets at the bottom of the chart, it usually means that prices are restricted to a degree. They have trouble moving up, moving past resistance. So that could be the case for a majority of the period. Something else that could be occurring with the stock market this year is overextending, overexpansion, and then the stock market contracting. And that's due to Neptune being here next to Saturn. Neptune is 7 degrees away from Saturn. So they're not in a very tight conjunction. They're within 7 degrees. I usually like to have 5 degrees as my limit of an orb of conjunction, of how close they are. But because they had their exact conjunction this year in February 2028, their energy is still strong. It's still an influence to many areas, and especially the stock market. They're both at the bottom of the chart. So it is maybe bubbles bursting, popping the illusions of markets, of prices, of different stocks. And I feel that that's going to be a big theme this year. The ascendant is at 2 degrees. That has a focus on finances. That's the degree of Taurus. So its focus is on the finances. Obviously, it's the stock market, but this year the focus could be on the restructuring of finances, restructuring of financial market, or the finances in general of countries. Chiron is the closest with Chiron here. This is showing the cracks in the foundation of the finances, the financial sector, the financial markets. It's exposing the weaknesses of the finances, the financial markets, maybe the stock market itself. That's the chart that we're looking at. Emotional reactions, people being emotionally hurt, emotional healing from possibly different periods of action, price action within this year. It's also forcing the market to confront different instabilities within the market. Perhaps there's been things that are going on behind the scenes, underneath the surface, and this year they are exposed. And it's trying to rebuild the confidence. So right now, the market is doing very strong. It's been the highest it's ever been. With Chiron here, that could be exposing the weaknesses, causing the market to fall, to come down, to contract. And especially with Saturn here in the 4th house, that is a huge possibility of the market contracting, the bubbles bursting. Mars here is aggression, a lot of volatility as well in the market. So it's the emotions that are being confronted. It's the volatility along with those emotions. It's going to be, I think, a very emotional year. Aggressive. The market could be aggressive at certain times, and that could be up. It could also be down. Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, Mars, all here in this 4th house. This is seeing the truth in the situation, seeing the truth in the prices, confronting the reality of the truth of what's going on in the markets, the economies, the finances of different companies, countries rebuilding the foundation of the stock market, I think is going to be one of the biggest themes this year. Finances, rebuilding finances could be a huge theme this year. Now, the moon here is in Gemini. That's the people's emotions. Highly volatile, highly react to whatever situations that occur. Market will have a lot of movement, sharp movement up and down. The emotions, when they're good, when things are positive, in more of a greed state mentality, the market will move higher. When it's not, it will move lower, but it's going to be I feel like it's going to be a constant movement this year. And Chiron here is going to be also a theme of exposing the weakness, and that will also influence the emotions of the people. Libra is the midhaven, so Venus is the ruler of this midhaven. Venus is at 28 degrees in Gemini. Technology stocks could be something that's strong this year, but Venus will be very important. So whatever transit's going on to Venus at different periods or what transits Venus is making within the stock market's chart will also be very important to watch. It's squaring to Neptune. This is another reason that there is these bubbles bursting, over inflation, over hyping the market, and then the reality sets in with Saturn here. Secondary factors is Jupiter's in Cancer. That is something that's very positive. That is very helpful to the market to have it keep moving upwards, to have it in this more of a positive state mentality. But we also have Uranus in Gemini, which is a challenge for markets. Uranus is also squaring to this North Node in Pisces, and the North Node is in Pisces. In the North Node business cycle, Aquarius is the lowest period of economic activity, and Pisces is the second lowest. So we're moving down to lower financial activity. In July, the North Node will move into the sign of Aquarius. So that is also causing the markets and the economies to move lower. But right now, for this solar return chart, Uranus is squaring to this North Node. That is sudden movement, shocking movements, shocking information that's coming out, because Uranus and Gemini, that's information. Technologies were more the communication of the markets, challenging. And especially the North Node in Pisces, that's also challenging. So with the secondary factors, there's 3 that are challenging and 1 that is positive. So the way I'm looking at it is that the challenging transits are overriding. Their energy is stronger than Jupiter in Cancer. Most of the planets are in this quadrant. They're in the 4th, 5th, and the 6th house of the chart. This is building the internal foundation. Shifts in liquidity, investor sentiment, institutional money flow, and the overall health of the financial systems beneath the surface. Now that goes along with Saturn here at the very bottom of the chart and Chiron on this IC line. The main message I feel for this year is going to be rebuilding foundations, revealing what is going on below the surface that will be exposed, and that is going to cause the markets to react strongly. And at different periods of time, the market could move down strongly, and that could be the over optimism being inflated, that bubble bursting of that over optimism. That mania phase is coming almost crashing down. Like the reality is setting in of what is actually going on within the economies, the finances, and that brings people back to reality, to realize that something needs to be rebuilt, something needs to be changed. Pluto is in Aquarius in the 2nd house. That is also transforming the finances, moving the finances in a different direction. And that could be countries changing their financial systems, and that is also influencing the market. It's at 5 degrees, a Leo degree. Heads of countries taking a stance to shift their monetary systems. More of a universal type of movement for the monetary systems, the value of the money, the value of the currencies, the value of the actual market itself. Pluto will be moving through Aquarius for the next about 20 years. So over the next 20 years, we'll see great shifts within the financial systems. And we'll look at more at Pluto in the next chart that I have. So overall, summary of this is that a lot of restructuring, a lot of rebuilding, exposing the cracks of the foundation of the stock market, causing instability in the market, causing the heightened emotions, the over optimism to burst, to see the reality of what is going on with the stock market and the finances. This is a chart of the transits during the solar return. This is taking the birth chart, overlaying the transits on top of the birth chart. Saturn is squaring to the ascendant in the New York Stock Exchange's chart. It's in the 10th house, in a very visible house of the market and the chart. Squaring to the ascendant, again, that's causing pressure, causing challenges for the prices, restricting how far and how high the market goes. Neptune is here, so there will be these times. I feel like the times that we're in, it's like the market is rising, rising, rising. People are super over optimistic about these prices, feeling they can rise forever. With Saturn here squaring to the ascendant is giving the market a reality check throughout this year. Jupiter in Cancer in the first house, which could also be causing this period that the stock market's in of the prices expanding, the prices rising, the prices, at these amazing numbers that we've never seen before. That could be also why Jupiter is helping this. Jupiter is squaring its moon in Aries. So the emotions are highly connected to Jupiter, challenging the emotions at different periods and times. It's at 18 degrees the moon of the New York Stock Exchange. So this is sudden changes, sudden shifts, sudden declines, sudden increases, but also sudden declines. The emotions will be closely linked to how this market goes. Whatever information comes out, whatever news is going on, the emotions will dictate strongly how this market is moving. Even if news comes out and it's really good for the market, if the emotions of the traders, the people, of the economies and the countries are not on board or not positive about it, it will also influence the market. Neptune is here in the 10th house next to Saturn. Again, they're 7 degrees away, but they're still in the same house, close to each other. They're still within an orb that they can have communication and influence to the chart. It is squaring to Lilith. Lilith is in the first house. Okay, this is also that theme of shattering the illusion, bringing up the information to the surface, which looking back in that seems to be a theme, bringing out the information from below the surface, showing what's truly going on underneath. Lilith here is, and Neptune in the highest part of the chart is exposing that, maybe exposing the leaders of different businesses, the leaders maybe of different countries, of different economies, exposing what is going on under the surface, revealing the information to the world of what's going on, causing a reason to have to rebuild something somehow, somewhere. That could be rebuilding the prices, rebuilding the stock market, rebuilding the finances, economies. It could be many things, but rebuilding is going to be a strong theme here. Chiron is exactly conjunct Saturn in the natal chart and opposite to natal Neptune. This is, again, it's exposing those themes, revealing what is truly going on, and it's a challenge. It's testing the leadership, it's regulation, maybe more rules and regulation, changing the regulation, changing the authority structures. It is exposure of weak points within the stock market, finances, and economies. Accountability, people forced to take accountability for different things that have gone on, or taking accountability for trying to cover up whatever is going on below the surface here. There's a lot of exposing within this year, and that is going to cause many shocks to the market. influencing these emotions of the people, not just the stock traders, but the people in countries, all around the world that are affected by whatever's being exposed. Chiron is also opposite to natal Neptune. The confidence of people is lowered. It's challenged. It's volatile. People are unsure, feeling foggy, like what is going on? I don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's true, what's not true. It's instability within the markets, and especially next to Saturn, opposite to Neptune, it's the bursting the reality, bursting the illusions, showing the reality. Jupiter, again, I spoke about this just before, is the confidence. It's helping to raise the confidence, increase the risk-taking, but that it could be also causing overconfidence, over risk-taking, overextension of the markets, causing these sharp pullbacks, strong price swings. And pullbacks, I feel, could be from Chiron next to Saturn opposite to Neptune. So, well, right now we're seeing this market, it's rising, rising, rising. It's great. It's higher than it's ever been before. We could be in the overextension period, the overconfidence period right now. North Node is sextile to natal Venus. The North Node is in Pisces in the 9th house, sextile to natal Venus in the 11th house. This is positive. This is money moving smoothly throughout the markets. Credit, debt, institutional markets, it's allowing money to be able to move. And that will be helpful during other periods when there are these challenges and the cracks revealing. Could be helping to try to give help to different sectors that are strongly affected, or different economies that are strongly affected. It'll be able to get the money out to whoever needs it during emergencies. But money is moving. I'm not sure how this will play out, but this is going to be very helpful when there are the strong challenges. The money moving smoothly could also be part of this overconfidence of the market. The money's just moving, the prices are just increasing, but it will be helpful during the challenging periods. Overall, I do see this market as restructuring, exposure of challenges below the surface, causing a bubble to burst within this mania phase that we're in, or maybe this overinflated optimism that the market is going through. At some point, there's going to be this reality that sets in and is shown, or reality of the situation of the market. Something is shown about the reality of financial market that causes people, leaders, governments to have to take accountability for what's going on, to rebuild, restructure. And that does go along with the themes of this North Node in Pisces. It's moving towards one of the lowest economic periods for the business cycle. Stocks that could have strong growth is, and that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think about this. And again, I have the YouTube memberships where I will be posting the notes from this video there. So if you'd like to take a look at those, please come and join my membership. It's a great way to support my channel and the work that I do. And if you're interested in a astrology reading, link is in the description below, and you can scan this QR code. We can look at your solar return chart for the themes of your year, different transits that are coming up, for different events maybe that are coming up, for different situations to make decisions on, or we can just look at your birth chart to understand your roadmap for your life. Also, your trading strengths and the investments that are best matched based on your chart. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and